Hey, Dan here from Backyard Flair down in Arizona. Now, if you're watching this video, my guess is that you are a homeowner, a DIY lover. You are somebody who has a spot in their backyard and you're thinking about putting in a fireplace or an outdoor kitchen. Well, I will tell you that you are watching the correct video now, because I'm going to be able to give you some insight into how that works with regard to DIY built structures in contrast to maybe a contractor built structure. Now, they're both good options. However, the option for a contractor built is going to be a little bit different. It's going to have generally higher costs, number one, but you're not going to be doing any of the labor. Now, if you really like doing the labor yourself and you want to save a lot of money at the same time, then a DIY fireplace is probably going to be right down your alley. Now, here at Backyard Flair, that's all we do. We design using CAD technology. We design and put together construction plans for outdoor fireplaces and outdoor kitchens. Now, what I want to do is I want to kind of walk around a fireplace that we recently built, and it's a modification of what we refer to as our Prescott design. That's Prescott is Prescott. And this fireplace is recently built here, and it is a very modestly priced structure. There's nothing really flamboyant about this thing, but it looks very classy. And what I want to do is walk around the structure and show you kind of what it is that we did and how we built and what materials we used. Now, all these structures that we design are based on masonry construction. So you're going to be using cinder blocks. You're going to be using mortar. You're going to be using concrete. You're going to be using rebar. You're going to be using angle iron. You're going to be using a lot of building materials that maybe you haven't purchased before, but our construction plans are going to give you a materials list and a tools list that you can use to put together enough of a basis, enough of a knowledge that you can, if you don't already have some of these tools, you can either rent them or you can borrow them from friends or family. You can even buy some of these on the cheap, knowing that maybe you won't use them a lot after you build the fireplace, but you may. So we always say, buy cheap, use them a few times, and if it breaks, that's perfectly fine. But what I want to do is just kind of walk around this fireplace and show you kind of what we did and how we built this thing, and then I'm going to go through some pricing with you. Stay tuned. Keep watching. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to turn this camera around. Before I do that, I want to tell you that this is a basic Prescott design that we added some length to left and right, so actually some width. And what we did was we added extensions on the seating. On the Prescott design, the seating is only on the front of the structure, and we added some length to the left and right, making this 12 foot by 4 feet on the footprint of the structure. Now I'm going to turn this around so you can see what I'm talking about. There we go. So it is 12 feet from that corner all the way across to that corner, and then it's 4 feet from the front to the back. Now, it's a 4 foot wide fireplace on this structure, and I think it turned out super nice. It's a very modern looking structure, meaning that there's no curves on it. It's very square, but it fits the backyard. Now, what we did with this structure was we tried to keep it as simple as possible, and by doing a stucco finish on everything, which is all hand troweled on, it covered all the blocks really well, and then we painted that with an outdoor, more of an exterior coat paint for durability in the Arizona sun. Now, the seating is a poured countertop concrete that we had to purchase forms for to go around the outside. That's why you have really sharp lines on this pour. And then the very bottom is the only thing that we bought veneer for, and that is about a 1/2 inch thick faux brick that we thought looked really nice with this backyard. Now you'll see that we have LED lighting right here and one more on the other side, and then we used a 6x6 tile, and that 6x6 tile matches the tile that we used way back there on the pool. There you go. Now, you're probably wondering, Okay, that's fine and dandy, but what does all this cost? It's probably what you're wondering, and how much you can save. Now, I just kind of want to go through, I wrote down some things here, and I want to just go through some of the pricing on what these things are. So with all the cinder block and the mortar and the concrete that we used, it was roughly about $600. The steel that we used, which is the angle iron, the rebar, another $60 or so. The stucco was about $120 because we ended up using, I think we used 4 bags, and they're about $30 a piece. Now the LED lighting that we used, we went on the cheap, and we spent about $15 a piece on those. Now let's see, the paint, we used 2 gallons for that, and those were about $40 a gallon, so that was another $80. And then the forms and the concrete for the poured seating, as well as the tinting that we used for that to make that dark gray. Let's see, that was about $400. So when you add all that stuff up, you're coming up with a rough $1,300 or so price point on this structure. Now, mind you, we already had a slab down underneath this because we had a previous fireplace in this spot. So that just goes to show you that for about $1,400, you can build a structure that really looks nice, adds a ton of value to your home. And I didn't build this so I could sell my house. I built this because I really like an outdoor fireplace. I enjoy sitting around the fire. It just brings happiness to me. We have a lot of fun memories back here, and that's the reason why we built it. So if you're interested in building one, go to backyardflair.com. I'll put the link in the description. We hope to see you. If you have any questions, reach out, call the number, email us. I'll be getting back to you, and we hope to hear from you soon. Take care, and happy building.